So I'm just going to roll over to my right side and come up to a seat, and I'm just going to bring my right hip up to my little prop structure here. And I might just leave a lot of this sort of as it is. I can have my knees together with a prop between them, or I can slide my top knee down so I'm in a bit more of a deer position. I'm going to turn towards my props and fold down. So this is a little restorative twist. You might like the feeling of having the blanket under your head there, you might not. Some people really like the little bit of an angle. Some people prefer no blocks and you're just a little more folded down into the pose. You could have your arms in a cactus. I usually like my back arm, that's my right arm, just resting by my hip. Okay, and then a little trick for this one, the eye pillow is usually a little slippery for this kind of shape. So you could take your blanket and just make yourself a little hood to cover your eyes, if you like. Okay, if this twist, so this is an appropriate twist, it's okay for pregnancy as long as it feels good. But if it doesn't and you want to be more laying on your side, you're more than welcome to just move the prop so that it's more like a pillow and come to a nice comfortable side lying position. Okay. And again, fidgeting is okay. Do whatever you need to do to be 1% more comfortable. And that might be taking your hot water bottle or sandbag. It depends on sort of where it will stay. Sometimes I like the bottom thigh. It's just nice and stable there. You could put it on your hip as well. It's just that little bit of extra weight tends to be kind of comforting. It's not necessarily for any particular, stretch or anything like that. So wherever it's comfortable for you is perfect. And then just taking a deep breath here and softening into it. And I find there's something really nice around the new moon about being really close to the earth, which a restorative practice is in general. But it's also nice to be kind of turning toward the earth. There's almost this feeling of like you can pour your heart out into the earth. Almost this feeling like you could tell the earth whatever you need to. And some of us have been talking about just being in a cycle where there's been some grief or maybe some things to let go around ending this particular cycle and moving into the next one. And so this might be a place where you could imagine your body sort of emptying out some of the things that are ready to be let go. You don't need to think about this cognitively. You don't need to list the things, for example. That gets us into a very head space. So rather, the suggestion here is just to imagine you're kind of pouring it out of your heart without needing to know what it is, and just trust that that process is happening. And then again, when and if that focus has sort of served its purpose, you may allow your mind to wander and your attention to drift. So we've been here for around 5 minutes, and I find for some people that's enough. Others, they like to stay a bit longer. It just kind of depends on your body and how your nervous system is feeling today. So, of course, you're welcome to stay longer if you're just not quite ready to move yet. Otherwise, we can gently make our way to the second side. So you can press your hands down into the earth and gently roll up. You can turn away from your props and take a little wash of the knees side to side if you want to. When you're ready, you can turn to the second side. So I've got my left hip now against the bolster, and the knees are perpendicular to the bolster. Knees could be together, or you could slide that top knee down. So generally, we'll try to do the same thing on the second side that we did on the first, but sometimes the two sides are just different. And in restorative yoga, we're not so concerned with symmetry, we're more concerned with comfort. So remember that you can have the blocks underneath your bolster or not. You can have the blanket over your eyes or not. You can have the knees together or not. And if it's just not working for you, you can absolutely lay on your side or in any shape that you know does work for you. And again, excuse me, for me, I usually have the left hand beside my hip. And I should say that goes for when my bolster is all the way down. If I'm working with a bit more elevation, I've got more my elbows on the ground. Okay, so that's just me. Again, just working with your body and what feels right for you. Settling in and continuing to pour your heart out as you need to. So again, we've been here for around 5 minutes. That may or may not feel like enough time for you. So please feel free to stay. If you feel ready to gently make your way out, you can press into your hands and return to a seat and wash your knees from side to side.